Good day, folks. Today I'm going to be reviewing the board game Monopoly. This game came out in 1935 from Parker Brothers, and it is for 2 to 8 players. The object of this game is you're going to be running around a board buying properties, and you're going to be trying to bankrupt everybody. So let's take a look at it. Here's the money. You'll assign somebody to be the banker, and the banker is going to give everybody $1,500 to start. Choose a token, any token. Place it on the go space. Roll the dice. Move that amount of spaces. If you roll doubles, roll again. But be careful, if you roll doubles 3 times in a row, you'll go to jail. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If you land on a property that is unowned, you may buy it for the purchase price. When you do, you will receive the title deed. If you decide not to buy it, it goes up for auction. Bidding may start at any price. Winner of the auction gets the property. Someone lands on a property that you own that has a color bar on it, they pay you rent. Look at the card, match up the rent they owe you, and have them pay it. If anyone owns all of the properties in a color group, that is considered a monopoly. This will allow you to buy the houses and hotels. To buy the houses, simply pay the cost that is listed here. To buy the hotels, after you have 4 houses, pay the cost listed here. You have to build them evenly, meaning like 1, and then 1, and then 1. If someone lands on your property with those houses, you will simply look at the chart, and this will be how much they will owe you. Wish to sell houses and hotels back to the bank? Sell them for half price of what you got them for. Land on income tax, you'll either pay 10% of everything that you own, including properties that are mortgaged and unmortgaged, or a flat rate of $200. There are 4 railroads here. For each railroad you have, you'll get more money if someone lands on it. If you have 1 railroad, they'll pay this. If you have 2 railroads, they'll pay this. All the way over to 4 railroads, which is that. If you land on chance, draw a chance card, do what it says. If you land on just visiting, nothing happens. The electric company, this is another little property. It is paired with another property called Waterworks. This one works as so. If someone lands on it, they're going to pay you 4 times the amount shown on their die roll. If you have 1 of these, if you have 2 of them, they're going to pay you 10 times the amount. If you land on a community chest, you'll draw a community chest card and do what it says. If you land on free parking, nothing happens. If you land on the go to jail space, then you are going to go to jail, which means you're going to go all the way over here. To get out of jail, you can either pay $50, you can roll the dice in 3 turns and try to get doubles, and if you do get doubles, you will go ahead and get out of jail for free, and you will move that amount. Otherwise, after 3 turns, if you have not rolled doubles, you will pay the $50 and then to the bank, and then you will get out that way. You can also go to jail if you end up rolling doubles 3 times in a row, or if you get a card that says to do so. There are also chance and community chest cards that can send you to jail as well. Luxury tax, pay a flat rate of $75. Anytime you land on or pass go, you will collect a $200 salary. You will not collect $200 if you land on the go to jail space and pass go to jail. You can also do trades in this game, saying, hey, does anybody want Waterworks? Yes, I'd like Waterworks. What would you like for Waterworks? I'd like Kentucky Avenue. Okay, well, here's Kentucky Avenue. I'll take Waterworks. Okay, here's Waterworks. And you can do this with money as well. So you'll be rolling, going round and round the board. You also have the option to mortgage a property. To mortgage a property, you will simply flip it over and you will get the amount that is listed here. Now, in order to unmortgage the property, you will pay this amount plus 10%. If you have a mortgaged property, someone lands on it, they're not going to pay you rent. If you end up trading this to somebody and it's mortgaged, they're going to have to go ahead and pay the 10% immediately. Otherwise, they'll have to pay 20% and the cost that is on the card. If someone ends up going bankrupt, this is what is going to happen. They're going to go ahead and give everything to the player that bankrupted them. They're going to sell back their houses and hotels and return those to the bank for 1/2 the amount paid for them. If you'd like to read the rest of it, there it is. The bankrupted player will then be out of the game, and the game will go ahead and continue until there is only 1 player left standing and everybody else has been bankrupted, and that player will win the game. And that, folks, is Monopoly. So, my final thoughts on Monopoly. Well, how do you review a game that's been around for almost 100 years and it's like the best-selling board game probably in the entire world for a long time? This thing has spawned well over 1,000 variants. I have a whole list of Monopoly games that have just come out over the last couple of years that are really streamlined and themed, and they play really well. So as far as the original Monopoly goes, well, I'm probably gonna end up getting people to say, what? How could you possibly like that game? To, what? How could you possibly hate that game? And that is totally okay. There are people that absolutely love this game. There are people that despise this game. There's people that have fights over this game. I mean, it just covers all gamuts. But as far as the way I think about this, okay, well, I have had times playing this game with my family, and the games were usually pretty long, and the reason is because we always did that house rule with the free parking and stuff like that. the game does actually have strategy. Part of the strategy is you want to try to get like the orange properties and the red properties, because that's right next to the jail space where some people are going to end up going. Another trick I've learned is that 7 is the most common number you're going to roll. So if you have a Monopoly and someone's 7 spaces away from one of those spots, you might want to try to go ahead and build some houses and see if they end up paying you more. Another thing I heard is like build 3 houses as fast as you can, because that's when it starts to go up exponentially. So there actually is some strategy in this game. Now, does the game have issues? Yeah, it does. One of them is it's very luck based. You might actually be rolling and not get a single property by the time you get around the board, and so you're going to be kind of behind a little bit. Another one is the elimination factor. If you have, like, say, 6 players playing this game and you end up getting eliminated first, then you're going to have about an hour or so of either watching everybody else play Monopoly, or hopefully you've thought ahead and set up another game with another friend. Or maybe you're like, you know what, I'm glad I was the first one eliminated because I don't like Monopoly anyway. So, but anyway, this game has been around for a long time. Pretty much everybody knows how to play this game. If you pull it out, you're not going to have to really worry about reading rules or anything like that. And, it's a classic game. And people just want to play Monopoly just because it's Monopoly. So, should you get Monopoly? Well, that's really up to you. I mean, I personally rather play these versions over here just because I just like them better. I think the original version, it's got some pluses and some minuses, but they also have the stock market expansion that they made maybe a few years after this one that kind of adds some spice to the game. And there's a lot of things you can do to spice up this game. There's a lot of things that have been made to help. And of course, house rules too. So that's my review of Monopoly. We'll see you later. Keep on gaming.